Your demo account didn't prove your strategy works. It proved you can trade without a brain. The moment real money hits your account, you become a completely different person. And that person will destroy every edge you built in simulation. Here's exactly what happens, and why almost nobody survives the transition. On demo, you were profitable, not because your strategy was perfect, because your psychology was clean. No fear, no hesitation, no second guessing. You just executed. You were trading the way every trader is supposed to trade, detached from the outcome, focused on the process. But that wasn't discipline. That was the absence of stakes. And the moment you went live, you found out the difference. The second real money hits your account, your brain reclassifies the entire activity. On demo, trading was a game, a puzzle, an intellectual exercise. On live, trading is survival. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that detects threats, wakes up. And it doesn't care about your win rate. It doesn't care about your backtest. It sees money disappearing and it screams danger. Same chart, same pattern, same setup. Completely different person sitting in front of it. And here's what that person does. Every time, without exception. Behavior 1. You shrink your winners. On demo, you let winners run because there was nothing to protect. On live, profit becomes something you can lose. So you grab it, early, every time. Your brain reframes an open profit as your money. Money you already have, and now holding the trade feels like risking what's already yours. So a strategy that targets 3R on demo suddenly averages 0.8R on live. Same entries, a fraction of the reward. Behavior 2. You widen your losers. On demo, a stop loss was just a number. On live, a stop loss is a verdict. It means you were wrong. It means you lost something real. And your brain will do anything to avoid that feeling. So you move the stop, or remove it entirely, or you give it more room. Different words. Same thing. Your winners are now small, your losers are now huge. Your risk-reward is completely inverted. No strategy on earth survives that. Behavior 3. You skip the trades that scare you. On demo, you took every setup because there was no cost to being wrong. On live, your last 3 trades were losers. And now the next valid setup appears, and you freeze. Not because the setup is bad, because you feel bad. The losses are still in your body, and your brain says, skip this one. Protect yourself, so you sit out. Price goes exactly where your system said it would, and now you feel even worse, because you were right and you still didn't make money. This is the cruelest part of the demo to live transition. You're not losing because your system doesn't work. You're losing because your brain won't let you use it. Now here's the part nobody talks about, and I need you to stay with me here, because this is where most traders stop reading, stop watching, stop listening, and it's exactly why they never fix it. The problem is not your strategy, it's not your risk management, it's not even your psychology. Not in the way most people mean it, it's your identity. On demo, you were a player in a simulation. On live, you're a person whose survival feels threatened, and those two people do not make the same decisions, ever. Every guru says, just trade live like you traded demo. That's like telling someone to fight in the ring exactly like they fight in practice. It ignores the one variable that changes everything: consequence. So what's the actual fix? Not affirmations, not a new strategy, not watching more YouTube videos about trading psychology. The fix is to make the consequences survivable. Trade so small that a loss doesn't trigger your survival brain. Not so small that you don't care. You need skin in the game. But small enough that hitting your stop feels like a parking ticket, not a car crash. You are not trying to make money right now. You are trying to teach your brain that live trading is not a threat. This process is slow. It's boring. There's no highlight reel. Nobody posts screenshots of it in a Discord. But it is the only bridge between who you were on demo and who you need to become on live. And here's the uncomfortable truth that I'll leave you with. Your demo results were never real. Not because the strategy didn't work. It did. But because the person executing it didn't exist yet. The profitable demo trader was a version of you with no fear. And that version cannot survive in a live account. It was never designed to. The real work isn't finding a better strategy. It's building a version of yourself that can execute under pressure, under consequence, under fear. That's not a settings change. That's not a mindset hack. That's months of small trades, honest journaling, and learning to sit with discomfort without flinching. Most traders will never do it. Not because they can't, because it's slow, it's not exciting, and it forces you to admit that the problem was never the market. It was always you. If that hit different, if you've been through this and you know exactly what I'm talking about, drop your story in the comments. How long were you profitable on demo before live broke you? And if you want to understand what's actually happening inside your head when you trade, not tips, not signals, not strategy, just the psychology behind why traders do what they do, subscribe. That's all we do here. I'll see you in the next one.